In 2023, I went through a major health crisis. First, I was diagnosed with cancer, and then as I was being treated for that, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Personally, I think that the uh, chemotherapy cocktail that I was enjoying for every other week was a major contributing factor, but really in the end, it didn't matter what the cause was. I had diabetes and I had to figure out what to do about it. So I followed doctor's orders. I was taking the medicine, doing the things, and I really did not want to admit that I was diabetic. I did not want to take medicine for any longer than I had to. So my wife and I decided that we were going to make some lifestyle changes. Uh, we had to control the blood sugar, and one of the things that we really started doing is paying attention to the nutrition labels. Now, I'd read the labels before, but I only paid attention to the one line, the calories. Other than that, I didn't really pay attention. Now, all of a sudden, I needed to start looking a little bit further. And the things that I knew about that would make a difference were the carbohydrates and the sugars. So really started paying attention to those and reducing those as much as I could. Now, I like cereal. I always have. Cereal's good for you, right? It's part of a nutritious breakfast, right? That's what I heard all my life. Cereal's good as part of breakfast. I decided to compare 26 different cereals in the area of carbs, fiber, and sugar, and I found some surprises in these cereal boxes. The first big surprise that I thought about was that of a serving size. On the 26 different things that I compared, the average serving size was 1 cup. So I measured out a cup and I thought there is no way that 1 cup of cereal is going to satisfy me. So I measured out another cup. Two, maybe. More likely three, on occasions, even 4 cups is what I would eat for breakfast. I really think that the average person is going to eat at least 2 servings. So as we go through these nutrition labels, now you're going to have to double, triple, or even more the different totals that are on there. So pay attention to that. I chose cereals that were, I chose different levels. There's the stuff that I always considered kids cereals. Uh, I knew they had a lot of sugar. I kind of considered them a guilty pleasure. You have them now and then. You can't have them all the time, but now and then is not too bad, right? You know there's going to be a lot of sugar in there, but wait till you see just how much. Then I chose some cereals that I thought, these are the good ones. These are the ones that they don't have a ton of sugar. They're good to have in the house at all times. They're just fine. Nothing wrong with them. Then I chose the ones that I thought, well, these are the ones that are good for you. These are the ones that, health nuts would eat these, or people that were old, and the ones that decided that you're just not supposed to enjoy food. Those are the people that enjoy these kind of cereals, and so that's the ones I chose here. But then, as I was researching it, I found some cereals that I was not aware of, and so I just decided, well, why not include those too? The Special K Zero, I didn't know there was such a thing. Ezekiel 4:9, I knew they made bread. Mouth Off, I'd seen that once before, didn't know anything about it. And then my favorite, just for the title alone, Poop Like a Champion. We'll get to that in a little bit. But so I just wanted to compare side by side all of these different cereals, just see what is the nutritional value? What are we looking at there? So the first one I started with Crunch Berries and Lucky Charms. No real surprise here, pretty high in carbs, very comparable. Fiber, very low. And then added sugar, 17 for Crunch Berries, 12 for Lucky Charms. Yeah, it's a lot of sugar. No real surprise. But wait, there's more. Raisin Bran. I thought Raisin Bran was good, right? 2 scoops of raisins, nutritious breakfast, 47 carbs. Now I know raisins have sugar in them, and I know that it's a natural sugar, and I know that that increases the amount of carbs. But 47 carbs, only 7 grams of fiber. You subtract the fiber from the carbs, you get the net carbs. 40 carbs still. That's a lot. Plus 9 grams of added sugar. Wow. And then Wheaties, 32 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fiber, so still 28 net carbs and 5 grams of sugar. I don't remember Wheaties being sweet. There was never sweet. I did not understand that at all. I was totally blown away by that. Special K, vanilla and almond. See, I thought Special K was a grown-up cereal. It was supposed to be good for you. That was uh, one that you eat when you're on a diet or something. 33 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber for a net of 30 carbs. That's not all that great. Lucky Charms has 30 grams of carbs and 2 grams of fiber, so 28 total carbs. Boy, not all that much different. Added sugar, 11 grams for Special K, vanilla and almond, 12 grams of added sugar for Lucky Charms. Boy, I don't see much of a difference there. I would have never guessed that these two would have been so similar. I thought they were on completely different ends of the spectrum when it comes to cereal. One more comparison here. Kashi blueberry clusters. Another one that I thought, oh, this one's good for you. A lot of good stuff. Compared with Golden Grams, my all-time favorite. Golden Grams I knew was sweet. I knew there had to be some sugar in there, but I was not ready for what I saw. 44 grams of carbs in the Kashi organic blueberry clusters. Organic blueberry clusters. 44 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber, 41 net carbs, 11 grams of added sugar. 11 grams of added sugar in Kashi organic blueberry clusters. Wow, could not have predicted that. Golden Grams, 34 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber for a net of 31 carbs, and 12 grams of added sugar. Wow. I knew they were sweet, did not expect that they were that sweet. That's a lot. And again, you look back at this serving size, 1 cup. I know I would eat probably 3 cups of Golden Grams. That is a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, a lot of calories. So I was starting to think that, maybe I should just eliminate breakfast cereal from my diet. Probably not the best thing for me. Um, I just decided, I should probably swear this off. And for 10 months, I didn't have any breakfast cereal, and I was fine with that. Um, don't believe somebody if they say you don't have cravings, because believe I had cravings. I would love a bowl of Golden Grams now and then. I'd love some Lucky Charms or uh, Captain Crunch. I love all those cereals, but I just decided, probably best if I don't. And then just recently, somebody gave me some groceries, and in the bag of groceries they brought to me was a bag of frosted mini wheats. Another one that I thought, oh, this one's good for you. This is going to be just fine. No problem at all. And I went to pour myself a bowl and I decided, well, let me look at this real quick. 51 grams of carbs. 51. I about fell off my chair. 6 grams of fiber for a net of 45 grams of carbs. 12 grams of added sugar. That's as bad as the Golden Grams. That's as bad as the Lucky Charms. Crazy how much sugar was in a cereal that I thought was going to be good for you. Certainly did not fit my low carb, low sugar model. I had to put that aside. So going back over that, had the 26 different types of cereal, and I listed them all side by side. I love spreadsheets. I made a spreadsheet comparing carbs, fiber, sugar, added sugar. Now I know there's other things to compare. I know there's vitamins, minerals. I know there's cholesterol and sodium. I know you can compare all of those things. I was just focused on the 3 areas because that's what was important in my life at the time. So that's what I compared. Of the 26 cereals that I chose, and you can go back to the front of the video and you can see the 26 that I chose. They're all pictured there. The cereals with the most carbs and net carbs. So carbs is listed first, net carbs is after that. Remember, you get the net carbs by subtracting fiber from carbs. Frosted Mini Wheats had the most, 45 net carbs. Grape Nuts, total mind blown here, 40 grams of carbs. That'll show up again later as Grape Nuts has no added sugar, but still 40 grams of carbs. Just trying to wrap my head around that one. Raisin Bran, 47 grams of carbs, 7 grams of fiber for a net of 40 grams of carbs. Kashi blueberry clusters, 44 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber for a net of 41 grams. Basic 4, another one that I thought was supposed to be really good for you, 44 grams of carbs, only 5 grams of fiber for a net of 39 grams of carbs. Life cinnamon, 41 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber for a total of 38 net grams. So to contrast that, these are the cereals with the fewest carbs and net carbs. Mouth Off, the chocolate cereal, 7 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fiber for a net of 2 grams of carbs. Fantastic. Poop Like a Champion, the original, 31 grams of carbs, but 23 of that is fiber, so you get 8 grams of net carbs. If you're looking for a high fiber cereal, this is the one for you, Poop Like a Champion. They've got multiple flavors. I'm interested to try it. Special K Zero, 9 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fiber for a total of 5 grams of net carbs. Kind dark chocolate clusters, 18 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber for a net of 16 grams. Cheerios plain, not bad, 30 grams of carbs, only 3 fiber for 27 grams of net carbs. And then surprise, surprise, Lucky Charms, same, virtually the same as Cheerios, 30 grams of carbs, 2 fiber for a net of 28 grams. Now, going to the ones with the added sugar. Cereals with the most added sugar. No surprise on this list at all. Captain Crunch with the Crunch Berries, 17 grams of added sugar. Cheerios Honey Nut, 12 grams. Lucky Charms, 12 grams. There's a bunch of them with 12 grams of sugar. Golden Grams was on that list. There's even more. Again, no surprise on this list. We all know that they're packed with sugar. But what about the ones that have the least amount of added sugar? Mouth Off, again, that keeps coming up as one of the positive ones. Special K Zero, another very positive one. Fiber One has 0 grams of added sugar. Shredded Wheat, the Big Biscuit, had 0 grams of added sugar. Grape Nuts has 0 grams. Cheerios had 1 gram, and I believe the Poop Like a Champion had 1, maybe 2 grams of added sugar. So all of those very low for the lifestyle, the eating choices that I'm making, low carb, low sugar. These are the ones that if I was to eat cereal, that's what I would choose. However, I just decided, I would really prefer to be able to control what goes into my cereal. I want to know what's there, so I make some choices. And I found a couple of recipes that I just completely adapted, and I started making homemade muesli. This has got walnuts, pecans, almonds, coconut, unsweetened coconut. I even put some goji berries in this last batch. I sometimes put dates in it. But for this batch that I've got right here, I plugged all the numbers into a nutrition calculator, and it printed out a nutrition label for me. 13.5 grams of carbs, but fiber is 8.7, so there's 4.8 net carbs here. There's no added sugar. There's some natural sugar. It's 3.3 grams. And then if you want to look at protein, which is something that would be a good comparison with some of these others, this has got 10.9 grams of protein. That's something that I know is not, it doesn't show up that high in any of the other cereals that I compared. This is also Whole30 compliant. My wife and I did a Whole30 challenge recently. That's when we started making this. It is Whole30 compliant, and it is delicious. So if you'd like to see how to make this, please put a comment down below. I'll make a video that shows how I make it. It's super easy, and it is really, really good. So please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share it with everybody you know, and put a comment in there letting me know that you want to know the recipe. I've got more recipes on the way.